So, AI code assistants are here, and man, have they kicked off one of the biggest debates in tech right now. Are they here to help programmers, or are they here to replace them completely?
I mean, just listen to this quote from software engineer Joffrey Huntley. He says, I seriously can't see a path forward where the majority of software engineers are doing artisanal, handcrafted commits by as soon as the end of 2026. In other words, he's saying the days of a programmer manually typing out every single line of code, yeah, those are coming to an end, and fast. That is a huge statement, and it just shows how quickly this whole landscape is shifting.
So that really brings us to the million-dollar question we're going to tackle. Is the era of the human programmer actually over? Let's dive in and really look at the evidence together. To even begin to answer that, first we have to get on the same page about what we're really talking about. So welcome to the world of the AI co-programmer. Okay, so what is an AI code assistant? Well, the easiest way to think about it is as a tool that plugs right into a developer's coding environment and gives them smart suggestions in real time. It's not really a robot replacement, it's more like a superpowered pair programmer, a copilot, if you will, sitting right there next to you. And what's this copilot capable of? Well, a whole lot, actually. You can literally write a comment in plain English, and it'll generate the code for you. It gives you these super intelligent code completions, it can suggest entire functions, it can even help you learn a brand new programming language. But the real game changer? It just obliterates the time you'd normally spend writing all that tedious, repetitive boilerplate code. That frees up developers to focus on, the big picture.
Okay, that sounds pretty incredible, right? But it's not magic, so how does it actually work? Let's pop the hood for a second.
So this is way more than just a simple autocomplete. When you're coding, Copilot is constantly looking at everything for context. Where's your cursor, what other files you have open, the whole project. It then takes all that, cleans it up, and sends it as a prompt to a large language model like GPT-4. But here's the crucial part. It doesn't just spit the answer back out. The AI's response gets checked for things like security holes and even potential software license issues before it ever shows up in your editor. It's a really sophisticated system. All right, so enough with the theory. What happens when the rubber meets the road? Let's look at how this stuff performs in the real world, starting with the successes. Okay, check this out. To really see the power here, a developer ran an experiment. They started from absolute zero, no code, not even a file, and set out to build a full modern portfolio website using nothing but prompts given to an AI. And the results? Well, they're kind of mind-blowing. In just 5 minutes, a basic but totally functional website was live on the internet. After about 17 minutes of just talking to the AI in plain English to fix bugs and add features, the site was looking pretty sharp. And in less than 30 minutes, the entire thing, a polished 2-file website, was completely done and deployed. I mean, that is just a wild level of acceleration. And look, this isn't just some one-off lucky break. Formal research actually backs this up. On average, studies have found that AI coding assistants can boost developer productivity by a massive 26%. That is a huge, huge gain. But, and this is a big but, that's not the whole story. Not even close. To really get the full picture, you have to look at the other side of the coin, the failures, and the very real risks. So, remember that 26% productivity boost? Well, here's the flip side. While speed goes up, security can go way down. Research has found that over 27% of the code snippets generated by these AI assistants contain security weaknesses. That's more than 1 out of every 4 suggestions. And if you dig into the research, it gets even more concerning. One study concluded that Copilot frequently fails to detect critical vulnerabilities, like SQL injection, which is a really common and dangerous type of cyber attack. Instead of catching the big, dangerous stuff, the AI tends to get distracted by minor little style issues. So it's definitely not a reliable security guard for your code. And this isn't just theoretical. There was this one very public case that really puts a spotlight on the problem. An AI agent was given a task: fix a bug in a real project. It tried, and it submitted its proposed fix, which was immediately met with laughing emojis from the human developers. The AI's code just kept failing the automated tests, over and over. At one point, it even wrote in the comments that it fixed an issue, but completely forgot to actually change the code. Yeah, that attempt was shut down pretty quickly. So on one hand, you have these incredible successes, and on the other, these pretty spectacular failures. How do you square that circle? Well, that leads us to a model that a lot of people think is the future: keeping the human in the loop. It's called Human-in-the-Loop AI, or HIT for short. And the concept is actually pretty simple. It just means that human intelligence is a core built-in part of the AI's process. The human is there to supervise, to tweak things, and to jump in when something goes off the rails. And most importantly, the human always, always has final say. And this table really breaks it down. It all boils down to one simple question. Who is in control? In a human-in-the-loop system, the human is the main decision maker. The AI is there to support and assist. That's the complete opposite of an AI-in-the-loop system, where the AI takes the lead. And right now, for coding, that human-in-the-loop model is where all the value is. So let's go back to that pilot and copilot idea, because it really is the perfect way to think about this. The AI copilot, it's amazing. It handles the boring, routine stuff, it knows all the common patterns, and man, can it type fast. But you still need the human pilot for the critical thinking, for applying that deep knowledge of the project, and for making sure the final code is secure, solid, and actually does what it's supposed to do. The human is responsible for the destination. And that right there is the key takeaway from all of this. AI isn't replacing the programmer. It's revolutionizing the programmer's toolkit. It's changing how the job gets done, but it's not making the job itself obsolete. So that leaves us with one final, really interesting question to chew on. As AI starts to handle more and more of the routine, boilerplate parts of programming, what are the new skills that are going to define a truly great programmer in the future? What comes next?